It's Thursday, December 19. This is the news on PBCJ. I am Simone Absalom. Jamaica now boasts an upgraded air traffic control center. Prime Minister Andrew Holness this week officially reopened the multi-million-dollar upgraded Kingston Air Traffic Control Center, KATCC, located at the Jamaica Civil Aviation Authority, the JCAA headquarters.
In an environment of continuous air traffic volume expansion, rapid technological advancements, sophisticated threats, and increasing efficiency demands from myriad stakeholders, the recent upgrade of the Kingston Air Traffic Control Center was opportunely timed. We should note that this is a multi-billion-dollar investment, which was seamlessly executed and guided by the Jamaica Civil Aviation Authority, and they should be commended.
The upgrading project, which is part of the JCAA's ongoing modernization program, included the installation of a new state-of-the-art voice communication control system, cutting-edge system-wide air traffic management automation surveillance system, and a new global positioning system. The Transport and Mining Minister, Robert Montague, welcomed the center.
What we are doing here today is to open this center, which will add more redundancy to our capacity. Jamaicans will remember that a couple of years ago there was a lightning strike and our airspace was crippled for a couple of days. The government went on a deliberate program to solve that it will never happen again. So we had to totally upgrade the control tower at Norman Manley as well as at Steths. Now we have so much redundancy in the system, Prime Minister, that if Steths go down, we can actually control Steths from the tower at Norman Manley. And if Norman Manley go down, we can now control Norman Manley from Steths. The center here today is another layer of redundancy. We can control both airports from Winchester Avenue. And more than that, with the technology that Thales has sold us at a discount, we can also control airports and land and have planes take off under our control from right here in Kingston, almost across every country in the Caribbean.
The center is also equipped with a master clock and receiver to ensure and maintain precision and accuracy in the reporting of time, and an advanced air traffic control simulator to enhance the training of air traffic controllers. Mr. Holness said that the center, which has been efficiently operated by the JCAA over several decades, is the nucleus of Jamaica's air traffic management network and operations.
This facility is the hub that is greatly responsible for fueling and maintaining Jamaica being known internationally as an efficient and safe air transportation location. As a result of our efficient, seamless, and safe operations, passengers, businesses, and other stakeholders confidently rely on Jamaica's navigation services for its contribution to a safe global air traffic management system and safe and efficient passage through Jamaica's strategic and highly traversed airspace.
Minister of Science, Energy and Technology, Favour Williams, says the government is committed to transitioning away from fuels that are not environmentally friendly to using more renewable sources. She noted that the objective is to preserve the environment while lowering the country's oil bill. Mrs. Williams, who was speaking during a tour of the Wigton Wind Farm in Rose Hall, Manchester, said that for many years Jamaica has relied on high-sulfur diesel oils to generate electricity, which is bad for the environment, expensive, and has to be imported, and is subject to price volatility. Cabinet has approved the establishment of a National Commission on Violence Prevention. This was announced by Acting Education, Youth and Information Minister Carl Samuda at the post-cabinet press briefing on Wednesday.
And it will seek to conduct a continuing comprehensive review of all existing public and private violence prevention programs that now exist, and also the strategies of the government to deal with this. This is a very topical issue, and it's one that has to be acted on urgently.
Minister Samuda gave a breakdown as to what the commission would do.
It will seek to identify gaps in the prevention and intervention services that are provided, and to make recommendations with respect to violence prevention and intervention programs. And it will also create a 10-year action plan, which will guide the operations and execution of this area of great concern nationally. The commissioner will be appointed by the Prime Minister for a period of 3 years.
Senior Director of the Bureau of Gender Affairs, Mrs. Sharon Coburn-Robertson, says Jamaicans have until December 23 to submit contributions to the Houses of Parliament for the proposed Sexual Harassment Act.
We have created a short list, but the list is not totally closed, because there might be persons who are not on the list who would want to weigh in. So at this point, it's up to December 23 that persons can actually submit to the House of Parliament. Once the submissions are made, then the committee will look at the submissions and make a determination in terms of how soon it is heard and how many are taken on each sitting. The sittings will be weekly, that is the recommendation, in order for it to be swiftly treated. And at the end of the day, what is envisaged is that the discussions will be robust, and that all of the issues that are floating around will be discussed, will be dealt with, and put into perspective. And certainly recommendations included in the bill, so that those areas that are captured in the legislation will be robust.
Mrs. Robinson was speaking during a recent multimedia sensitization forum for the prevention of sexual harassment in the private sector workplace in Kingston. It was held as part of the regional Win-Win Gender Equality Means Good Business program, a strategic partnership between the UN Women, the European Union, and the International Labour Organization, the ILO. The forum follows recent discussions by a joint parliamentary committee on the proposed Sexual Harassment Act 2019, which seeks to protect all women and men from unwanted sexual advances, requests for sexual favors, and crude sexual behaviors that affect quality of life by creating an intimidating, hostile, or offensive environment. Almost 50 representatives from the private sector organizations, government, civil society attended the event. The Win-Win program promotes the economic empowerment of women. Jamaica's Tony-Ann Singh, who was crowned Miss World 2019, is to return to the islands this Friday. Culture Minister Olivia Babsy-Grange made the announcement at Wednesday morning's post-cabinet media briefing. She disclosed that special arrangements were made for Miss Singh to visit Jamaica amid her busy schedule as Miss World. The 4-day visit, organized by the government, begins with her arrival at 5:15 p.m. at the Norman Manley International Airport.
There will be photo ops, there will be opportunities for photographs to be taken, but we will not be having a press briefing at the airport at that time. We have scheduled a press conference for 10 a.m. at the Pegasus Hotel on Saturday morning. And during the course of the day, there will be a number of private activities, private discussions with the franchisee, and a little time for the party to relax. But that evening at Emancipation Park, we'll be hosting a cultural tribute. And on that occasion, Tony-Ann will be able to perform so that the entire Jamaica can see her firsthand, live, and I would say live and direct, but I say live and in person. She has expressed a desire that after that tribute, she wants to go to St. Thomas to Unruly Fest, the festival that is being hosted by Popcorn, who happens to be from the same district where she was born, and that is Bath in St. Thomas.
Former Education Minister Reid and head of the Caribbean Maritime University CMU, Professor Pinnock, will hear Chief Justice Brian Sykes' ruling on Christmas Eve about their challenge of the decision to lay criminal charges against them. Justice Sykes reserved his decision Wednesday afternoon after hearing submissions from the attorneys for Mr. Reid and Professor Pinnock, as well as the Financial Investigation Division, the FID. Mr. Reid and Professor Pinnock are challenging the decision by the FID to lay charges against them in the Ministry of Education CMU corruption probe. Their attorney, Hugh Wildman, wants the Judicial Review Court to quash the charges. He contends that FID is an investigative body and does not have the authority to lay charges. There are fears that members of the public are unknowingly putting their safety at serious risk as they attend events at places of amusement in the nation's capital. Commissioner of the Jamaica Fire Brigade, JFB, Stuart Beckford, finds it untenable that only 1 in every 8 places of amusement in the corporate area are compliant with fire safety regulations. Speaking to the Gleaner following a press briefing at the offices of the Ministry of Local Government and Community Development in St. Andrew, Beckford said many of the buildings being used as places of amusement were not purpose-built and lack emergency exits, smoke alarms and smoke detectors and other safety features. The JFB, Beckford said, continues to conduct inspections of amusement facilities to ensure that they become compliant. On Tuesday, Prime Minister Andrew Holness took a tour of the Jamaica Appleton Rum Estate in St. Elizabeth. The Appleton Estate's rum tour takes visitors on a journey to experience the history, heritage, art and science of the world-renowned Appleton, one of the island's most iconic products. Producing rich, aromatic and flavorful rums, Appleton has several linkage sectors such as agriculture, tourism, commerce and more. The Prime Minister toured the Appleton estate with master blender Dr. Joy Spence and the executives of the company and got a first-hand experience of the historic production process of Appleton Estate's rum from extracting cane juice to the final product. One of the highlights of the tour was a visit to the distillery. Gas prices will go up by 7 cents effective Thursday. State-owned oil refinery Petrojam says E1087 will sell for $126.94 per litre and a litre of E1090 will sell for $129.77. Automotive diesel oil will move up by 14 cents per litre to sell for $138.12. While the price of kerosene will go up by 36 cents to sell for $13.49. In the meantime, propane cooking gas will go down by $1.03 to sell for $40.80, while butane will move up by 29 cents to sell for $47.89 per litre. Retailers will add their markups to the announced prices. The US dollar is being traded at $134.76, up by 2 cents. The Bank of Jamaica's daily exchange summary says the Canadian dollar is being traded at $101.04, down from $103.10, while the British pound sterling is being traded at $177.05, down from $177.54. In regional news, the Barbados government will be undertaking a massive $2 million national cleanup campaign over the next 2 months to coincide with the start of the year-long We're Gathering 2020 celebration. And Prime Minister Mia Mottley is pleading with Barbadians to do what they can to ensure a clean Christmas and 2020.
The government will play its part, but each body in the country got to play theirs too. And it is as simple as this, that we all know what it is like at home this time of the year. And what your parents and your grandparents will tell you, that in spite of all the merriment and the joy that you want to partake in, you have to take down and put back up the house before Christmas. Because that is, as Gabby would say, is what? Our culture. Regrettably, we're not going to be able to get it all done between now and Christmas Day. But we have people coming home, our family and friends coming home for the gathering. And therefore, we need between now and the 31st of January to literally have a massive all-out cleanup of this country.
Speaking with members of the media in Porthouse, St. John on a Monday afternoon, where she traveled for a first-hand look at deteriorated road conditions there, Motley gave the residents the assurance that the access in that community will be restored soon.
They're going to start immediately. I've told them they're going to start building the box drains even now over the Christmas season. The actual project will probably take at least 2 to 3 months because of the scale of the works. But what we need is to minimize the impact even in the short term, because the problem is that the shops down here, for example, are not getting the trucks delivering stock. If there's a problem with somebody getting sick, the ambulance can get down here. You say you had to walk for all down here, or a house fire or anything so. So there may be some temporary fixes with the colas and chip while we get the box drains being built and we shift the road a couple of feet. Luckily, there's grass on this side, so there's opportunity for realignment. We talk to the landowners and get that done. But let's put it this way. We know Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, Boxing Day, sleep, eat and be merry. Other than that is work. Right?
In sports, St. Elizabeth Technical and Cornwall College are ending the year as ISSA's 2019 All-Ireland Under-16 and Under-14 football champions. This after their victories over corporate area winners Calabar and St. George's College on Tuesday. Steths captured the Under-16 trophy after beating Calabar 4-3 on penalties after they played out at 1-1 draw in the game at the Stadium East field. Cornwall College captured yet another hold on the Under-20 trophy after defeating St. George's College 2-1 in their playoff at the same venue. Jamaica bagged its first win at the 2019 Squash World Cup after a 2-1 win over Singapore in Washington, D.C. on Wednesday. The placement stage of the World Cup continues on Thursday as Jamaica takes on the United States. This is Jamaica's second participation in a Squash World Cup. And that's the news on PBCJ. Thanks for watching.